maybe just, I have my first, just a follow-up point, because I think it's really important on that Paris test that's been developed and used in the development of the budgets. Just want to be clear that the Paris test and those assumptions in it, they're not. I'm not just concerned about it because of it's climate unjust, in that, you know, it assumes, for example, that Malawi, which has 0.3 tons of carbon per person, has the same responsibilities and the same capacities and same path, indeed, as Ireland, which has 8 tons per person. It's not the injustice that I'm only concerned about. What I'm really concerned about is that the two factually inaccurate assumptions, again, really clearly, that every country in the world has the same starting point and that they'll be and reduces emissions at the same speed and amount, that those are being used for the scientific modelling. That's my ultimate concern. The section in which the Paris test, as developed, is being used is section 4.213 of the technical document, which is compare the temperature impact of the carbon budgets with the 1.5 degree goal. I mean, that's the core of the whole thing. Is, are we going to do enough to get global temperatures down to 1.5? And if there's an area where we need really hard scientific input and not assumptions we even know are not true, to be forming that. And again, that's used to develop table 4.4, and then 4.4 is then used as the basis for the council saying that they have complied with the legislative criteria in terms of 1.5. I'm really concerned about that, and I do think this tool, I think there's a lot of other really amazing work that's gone in. I've seen inputs that have come in. There's a lot of great facts and evidence out there. I really want to just strongly indicate I'm very concerned about this Paris test.
Okay.
I don't believe
your question is clear, Senator Higgins.
No, sorry. My final point, because this is I'm actually happy to have that in writing if people want, because I know people have already responded. But my other point, which is a really facty, simple, straight question. I raised this previously with Ms. Donnelly when she spoke to us. My concern that the Climate Action Plan seemed to suggest that many of the actions, that in relation to forestry specifically, that many of the actions might bear fruit in the post-2030 period. And in order to incentivise activity, provision could be made to account for the committed emission savings in a shorter time frame. Now, I was really concerned about that, and I went and looked to the letter that the council sent, and that is something that the council had sent. The idea that even though new trees would only have most of their sequestration potential after the period of 2030, in order to incentivise activity, provision could be made in regulation to account for the committed removal in a shorter time frame. Now, I just want to be really clear, and again, one of the previous inputs which gave me some assurance today said that future forest planted now will not contribute to these carbon budgets, but future budgets. I just want to be really clear. Is the suggestion, or is there any suggestion that trees planted now, their future removals after 2030 would be counted in relation to the 51% and, you know, the specific tonnage targets that we have for each of the next 5-year budgets?
Okay.
Again, if you could just get a clear answer on that.
Sure, thank you.